press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back for session 5 regarding organic chemistry, alcohols, phenols and ethers. Some miscellaneous reactions was there regarding phenols. So in last class live session already we finished about the preparation and properties of phenols, important properties, acidic strength, OH cleavage properties and electrophilic substitution reactions and some special reactions. On the special reactions, already first we done go through that. What about that Cole-Base reaction? Cole-Base reaction substitution is COOH functional group in ortho position. Instead of next second one is Riemer-Tiemann reaction. For that Riemer-Tiemann reaction, generally the reagent is chloroform plus sodium hydroxide. I would like to express one point regarding that. In Riemer-Tiemann reaction, so chemical properties of phenols, it is chemical properties of phenols. Special properties. So in Riemer-Tiemann reaction here, starting compound is OH phenol, which is treated with chloroform and sodium hydroxide. Temperature nearly it is 340 Kelvin it is. And then one aldehyde group is a substitute in the position of ortho. So final conclusion, what will be the answer means final answer is this one. After attacking here ortho position CHCl2 conversion of CHOH taken twice, water elimination. After completion of all that intermediates, final we will get ortho substitution is CHO. CHO means aldehyde group will be substituted. So in this reaction, what will be the importance for entrance means electrophile is important. Electrophile. What is electrophile? CCl2. This is called as dichlorocarbene. It is obtained from CHCl3 is treated with NaOH, gives rise to NaCl plus H2O plus CCl. This is an example for alpha-alpha elimination. This is an example for what it is? Alpha-alpha elimination reaction. One chlorine will be eliminated, one hydrogen will be eliminated. Chlorine combined with sodium gives rise to sodium chloride. Hydrogen combined with OH group to formation of water, and remaining is CCl2 is not an octet. It is a neutral species, highly reactive neutral species. This is not a lone pair. This is an odd number of electrons. Carbene it is. Dichlorocarbene is a important bit regarding Riemer-Tiemann reaction. And in this one, suppose instead of, so this reaction is a Riemer-Tiemann reaction. Instead of CHCl3, if CCl4 is used, this is very important. Instead of chloroform, CHCl3 is called as chloroform. Instead of chloroform, if you can use the, what about that, carbon tetrachloride. Instead of CHCl3, if you can use the carbon tetrachloride, then what will be the answer? It is reaction takes place in the presence of NaOH 340 kelvins. So what will be the answer means? Answer is here simple. You can introduce the COOH functional group here. This is called as, already it is familiar to all, it is salicylic acid. This is a point. You have to notice this point. Chloroform is the reagent. Answer is introduce aldehyde group in ortho position. If chloroform is not there, if the reagent is carbon tetrachloride. If the reagent is carbon tetrachloride, what we will get means here NaCl combined with CCl4 means again here you should get NaCl will be eliminated. CCl3 means CCl3 will be attacked. CCl. After that hydrolysis COH. After that elimination of water, what will get? COOH, carboxylic acid we will get here. Like that mechanism. According to mechanism, we have to know this reaction. So for us, mechanism is not required. So you should make a note regarding this reaction is very very important. What electrophile involved in the Riemann-Tiemann reaction? That is dichlorocarbon. Now what is the reagent? Chloroform. If the reagent is chloroform, the answer is ortho position aldehyde group. If the reagent is carbon tetrafluoride, ortho position is carboxylic acid. Clear? That's it. And next, one more we done regarding this condensation reaction. Condensation, already we know that condensation polymer, that is one important example, bakelite. Bakelite, number 3 already I said, that is a condensation. Condensation is a phenol plus formaldehyde, gives rise to novolac. Novolac is one of the intermediate which can use it to the preparation of paints, and followed by final what we'll get it is bakelite. Bakelite is an example for condensation, and it is used to the preparation of electrical switches and combs, like that. So this is one of the important point. Phenol and formaldehyde. The mixture of phenol and formaldehyde is used for the preparation of bakelite. Bakelite is a thermoplastic polymerization. It is. So this is about one of the important of phenols. And next one is preparation of phenolphthalein indicator. Preparation of phenolphthalein indicator, and that is also important. Number 4 with phthalic anhydride. Phthalic anhydride, because of due to the time factor it is finished early, but like this. This is a phenol. Eliminate water. The formation of the structure. It is. This structure is called as phenolphthalein. So this is a phenolphthalein which can use it as an indicator. It is. This is a phenolphthalein which can use it as an indicator. So you should revise these points. These all are the special properties. When 2 molecules of phenol is treated with 1 mole of phthalic anhydride, this is called as phthalic anhydride. Phthalic anhydride. So this was done in the last live session, and some more miscellaneous addition reactions was there regarding this. That is when phenol is treated with neutral ferric chloride and oxidation of phenol. And last one is some tests will be there. Identification of alcohols, primary, secondary, tertiary, how to separate that. We have to discuss regarding that also for this session it is. So next one is when phenol is treated with ferric chloride. Phenol is treated with ferric chloride. This is important, my dear student. With ferric chloride. When phenol is treated with ferric chloride, we will get one compound. This is a Fe OC6H5 taken 6,3 plus 3HCl plus 3H plus. So here we will get the one color that is expressed in the form of violet color. We will get a violet color. So 6 latitude 6 3HCl done. So phenol is treated with ferric chloride, neutral ferric chloride. Phenol is treated with neutral ferric chloride, gives rise to the color. This color is the violet color based on the functional group. This functional group we have to separate alcohols and phenols. Alcohols cannot give such type of test. Alcohols are not react with neutral ferric chloride solution. Phenols are react with neutral ferric chloride to give rise to what about that violet color due to the presence of enolic group. This is a enolic group, C double bond OH. So this is said to be what it is, phenolic group. Because of some more colors also will get blue color and violet color, green color, will get different type of colors will get. But according to our syllabus, according to our concept, we should go with phenol. If it is phenol is treated with ferric chloride, then we will get the compound is appears in violet color. This will be the one of the important reaction when phenols are treated with ferric chloride. So it is. So here, what happens when phenols are oxidation? This is important. Oxidation of phenol. Oxidation of phenol generally we should take with CrO3 or Na2Cr2O7. These are the oxidizing agents. Na2Cr2O7 sodium dichromate or CrO3 chromium trioxide. Then what happens when phenols are treated with these compounds? Oxidation takes place in the presence of Na2Cr2O7. Then what we will get means we will get the compound. This is said to be benzoquinone. This is important, my dear students. Make a note of this. This is one of the important compound. This compound is called as benzoquinone. In generally, alcohols are oxidized to aldehydes. Aldehydes are oxidized to carboxylic acids. But here oxidation reaction is completely different. It is when simple phenol is oxidation in the presence of Na2Cr2O7, we will get the compound is benzoquinone. Benzoquinone. Suppose same oxidation beyond NCRT, one more reaction also there. It is monohydric phenols. Monohydric phenols same undergoes oxidation. Suppose same undergoes oxidation in the presence of K2S2O8. K2S2O8 is called as potassium persulfate. Because of H2S2O8, we know that peroxy disulfuric acid, Marshall acid it is. Marshall acid removal of the two hydrogen atoms, from that we will get K2S2O8. So here you should make a note regarding this. Common oxidation Na2Cr2O7, potassium dichromate, sodium dichromate or CrO3 generally oxidizing reagents. Then phenol is converted into benzoquinone. Phenol is converted into benzoquinone. Suppose monohydric phenols on oxidation in the presence of alkaline medium, that is reagent is K2S2O8. This is very important. K2S2O8 is called as potassium persulfate. Then what happens means we will get the compound is dihydric phenols. Dihydric phenols, number one is 1,4-dihydroxy and number two is 1,2-dihydroxy. 1,2-dihydroxy we know catechol. 1,2-dihydroxy catechol, 1,3-dihydroxy resacinol and 1,4-dihydroxy hydroquinol. This is called as hydroquinol, but it is hydroquinone. It is benzoquinone. This is called as benzoquinone, but this is called as a hydroquinol, and it is two OH groups are said to be, that is catechol. So this oxidation, two hydroxy groups, but here this oxidation is completely different. It is this oxidation takes place in the presence of Na2Cr2O7 oxidation reaction. And reduction. What happens? Reduction means addition of hydrogen in the presence of nickel. Addition of hydrogen in the presence of nickel. These are the miscellaneous reactions. Plus 3H2 in the presence of nickel. What will be the answer? Means we will get answer in this one. Cyclohexanol. Reduction of phenols gives rise to cyclohexanol. Oxidation of phenols gives rise to benzoquinone or dihydroxybenzene. Benzoquinone or dihydroxybenzene, that is catechol or resacinol. According to the conditions, you should make a note. It is according to the conditions. Conditions are very, very important. So this is about the miscellaneous reactions regarding the what about that regarding phenol. And here this is a K2S2O8 and alkaline medium. So it is this is a named reaction was there. This is a named reaction. This named reaction is called as ELBS persulfate oxidation. This is, you make a note, my dear students. To substitute, to introduce one more OH group on phenol. To introduce one more OH group on phenol, we should go through with ELBS persulfate oxidation. ELBS persulfate oxidation. Introduce OH group ortho position, OH group para position. This is hydroquinol, this is resacinol. So this is about the remaining miscellaneous reactions regarding phenols. And distinguish of alcohols. Different type of alcohols are there. Primary alcohols, secondary alcohols, tertiary alcohols. How to distinguish that? That is important. So you should make a note. ELBS persulfate oxidation it is. So here, my dear students, just simple you make a note, distinguish between primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols, followed by three methods will be there. So that is a conclusion regarding alcohols and phenols. Distinction uh, between primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. So here, how to separate primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols with respect to the some reactions. Those are number one is a Lucas test. Lucas test, very important. What is Lucas reagent? Hydrochloric acid plus anhydrous zinc chloride. Make a note. This is very important. Concentrated nitric acid, sorry, concentrated hydrochloric acid plus anhydrous zinc chloride is called as Lucas reagent. Then what happens when this Lucas reagent is treated with different type of alcohols? So here remember tertiary alcohol plus HCl, ZnCl2. Cloudiness, there is nothing but PPT. Secondary alcohols plus HCl, ZnCl2. After 5 minutes, white PPT. Then primary alcohols plus Lucas reagent. What happens? No PPT. Means after heating, if you will get PPT, cloudiness, we observe cloudiness of then that is a primary alcohol. So primary alcohols are not react with Lucas reagent. Not precipitation will get. So tertiary alcohols are treated with Lucas reagent, HCl plus ZnCl2. HCl plus ZnCl2 is called as Lucas reagent. Immediate white precipitation we will get, cloudiness we will get, that is called as a tertiary alcohol different series. Suppose the cloudiness we observed after 5 minutes. After 5 minutes we observed that cloudiness, that is said to be the secondary alcohol. For primary alcohol there is no cloudiness. After some time if you should heat the substance, after heating if you will get any cloudiness or any PPT, that is said to be primary alcohols. So simple conclusion regarding this tertiary alcohols, spontaneous precipitation. Secondary alcohols after 5 minutes reaction. Primary alcohols does not react with Lucas reagent. So this is very important. So what is Lucas reagent means? Concentrated hydrochloric acid and anhydrous zinc chloride is called as Lucas reagent. And second one is the Victor-Meyer test. Victor-Meyer test is beyond NCERT is there, but important Victor-Meyer test. Primary alcohols gives rise to blood red color. Secondary alcohols gives rise to blue color. Tertiary alcohols gives rise to no reaction. This is important, my dear students. Make a note of this. Victor-Meyer test. Victor-Meyer test. Primary alcohols produce blood red color. Secondary alcohols blue color. Tertiary alcohols no reaction. Reverse is Lucas. Tertiary alcohol spontaneous reactivity. Secondary alcohols after 5 minutes. Primary alcohols no reaction with Lucas reagent. So reverse order we should found for Lucas. Primary, secondary, tertiary. This order we shall found with Victor-Meyer test. So what is Victor-Meyer test means? Simply you should take RCH2OH. This is nothing but primary alcohol. Is treated with iodine or hydroiodic acid. What we will get it is RCH2I. RCH2I means this is alkyl iodide. Alkyl iodide. This alkyl iodide is treated with AgNO2. AgNO2 is nothing but silver nitrite. Then what will get? Minus AgI will be separated out. Here we will get RCH2NO2. RCH2NO2 is called as a nitroalkane. Nitroalkane. This is RCH2NO2 is called as nitroalkane. This nitroalkane is treated with HNO2. HNO2 is called as nitrous acid. Then what we will get here means we will get RCNO2 double bond NOH. This is called as nitrolic acid. This is called as nitrolic acid, which is treated with base. Then vinyl, what we will get means here we will get blood red color. Blood red color stands for which alcohol it is? Primary alcohol. This is a sequence, my dear students. Make a note regarding this sequence. Alcohols first converted into alkyl halides. This is the Victor Mayer test. In Victor Mayer test, alcohols first converted into alkyl halides. Alkyl halides are absorbed in silver nitrite solution. Silver nitrite solution, then AgI will be separated out. On the basis of that, we should get silver. What about that? All nitroalkanes. Nitroalkanes are treated with nitrous acid. Then we will get the nitrolic acid. Nitrolic acid we will get. After this nitrolic acid treated with base, then we will get blood red color. So here primary alcohols gives blood red color due to the presence of two hydrogen atoms. Next secondary alcohol, only one hydrogen atom will be there. Only one hydrogen atom will be there. Here up to this same. Here we should get a removal of one hydrogen. You can substitute one alkyl group here. Then finally here what we will get means RC double bond NO single bond NO2 double bond NO only we will get here, not NOH, because of one H will be not there in one H will be not there in secondary alcohol. One H will be not there in secondary alcohol. That's why here pseudo nitrolic acid. We should say that is called as pseudo nitrolic acid. Same what I said here. Same, instead of that you should go with secondary alcohol. RCHOHR gives rise to what is RCHRI, gives rise to RCHRNO2. Again gives rise to what it is answer, RCNO2 double bond NO. This is a pseudo nitrolic. This pseudo nitrolic acid treated with NaOH or base gives rise to what is answer is blue color. Blue color is secondary alcohol. For secondary alcohol it is a blue color. So primary alcohol we will get only blood red color with Victor Mayer test. While going to the tertiary alcohol, tertiary alcohols means RCRROH. Tertiary alcohols, there is no hydrogen atoms, and generally tertiary alcohols undergoes what it is, elimination to formation of alkenes it is. So that's why tertiary alcohols no reaction with Victor Mayer test. So my dear students, make a note regarding this. For tertiary alcohols no reaction, primary alcohols blood red color, secondary alcohols blue color. On other hand, we should go with the Lucas reagent. It is Lucas HCl plus ZnCl2. Primary no reaction, secondary after 5 minutes precipitation, and tertiary spontaneous precipitation. So this is the differences between Lucas reagent versus Victor Mayer test. Lucas reagent versus Victor Mayer test, we should go like this. HCl and ZnCl2 is said to be the Lucas reagent. And one more reaction is that is said to be iodoform reaction. Very, very important reaction, that is iodoform test. Iodoform test is very important for entrance, because of an examination point of view they should ask which of the following will not give iodoform reaction, will give iodoform reaction, will not give iodoform reaction. That type of questions we observed in I observed in previous entrance. So concentrate third one is very, very important. So here blood red primary, blue secondary, no reaction tertiary. Here no reaction primary, after 5 minutes white precipitation secondary, immediate precipitation tertiary. And next one is iodoform test, is last regarding alcohols and phenols. And after that ethers was there. Ethers is the last topic for this unit it is. So iodoform test. So what is condition? Alpha methyl ketones will give iodoform test. Alpha methyl ketones, very, very important it is. Alpha methyl ketones or secondary alcohols. Secondary alcohols. Secondary alcohols, on oxidation of secondary alcohols will get ketone only. On oxidation of secondary alcohol we will get ketones. So these are the conditions, my dear students. Make a note. This is a clean. You should make a clean observation regarding this alpha methyl ketone, because in this example alpha methyl ketone is not there. But oxidation of secondary alcohol. Suppose you should go with oxidation of secondary alcohol. What we will get? We will get alpha methyl ketone only. This we will get the compound is alpha methyl ketone. Suppose some exception was there. CH3CH2OH. CH3CH2OH is called as ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is an example for primary alcohol. Primary alcohol oxidation, what we will get? CH3 single bond, C double bond OH. This is aldehyde. Oxidation of alcohol gives rise to aldehyde, so it is also example for what it is? Alpha methyl ketone. So remember, acetaldehyde positive with iodoform. Ethyl alcohol positive with iodoform. These two are the exceptions. So these 2 points keep in your mind. Acetaldehyde and not acetaldehyde, ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is positive with what about that? Iodoform test due to the absence of alpha methyl ketone, because of an oxidation of aldehydes, alcohols gives rise to aldehydes. So these are the conditions. Compulsory we required alpha methyl ketone. If the substitution, if the compound which contains alpha methyl ketone, that compound easily undergoes iodoform reaction. So here, after these conditions, what the steps takes place regarding this? That is important. What is iodoform? Iodoform generally it is a yellow color powder. It is. So here, what reaction takes place? Generally, reaction takes place with respect to first step. This one, NaOH plus I2 gives rise to NaI plus NaOI plus H2. One is a sodium iodide, second one is a sodium hypoiodide, and third one is a water molecule. So first step this is. Generally, reaction takes place in the presence of alkaline with iodine. So 2 NaOH plus I2 gives rise to NaI plus NaOI plus H2O. So here after that, what we should take? We should take the next one is CH3 single bond CHOH R. Excuse me, sorry. We should go with CH3 single bond CHOH. So this is an example for secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol, the reagent is what it is? NaOI. So here oxidation takes place. What happens? Oxidation takes place when this carbon is converted into ketone functional group. So here what we'll get? CH3 single bond C double bond O single bond R. So alcohol, secondary alcohol is converted into what it is? Alpha methyl ketone. Secondary alcohol converted into alpha methyl ketone, and addition with this NaI will be eliminated, and formation of water will be get. Formation of water, H2O and NaI will be eliminated regarding this reaction it is. After that, next step is what? Next step is what means CH3 single bond COR. This is called as alpha methyl ketone. This alpha methyl ketone is treated with again NaOI. NaOI means sodium hypoiodide. So here simple, you should remove this 3 hydrogens. You should highlight this one. You should make it Ci3. This is a alpha group. C double bond O single bond or Ci3 triiodo. Alpha substitution. This is called as alpha substituted compound. Triiodo ketone derivative it is. Triiodo ketone derivative. We will get simple here 3 hydrogens are replaced by 3 iodines. So we should take here 3 NaOI. 3 NaOI we should take here again. We will get in this example we will get NaOH. Right. NaOH. NaOH 3 NaOH will get because of here 3 hydrogens also. And in last step, what happens in last step? 3Ci3 C double bond O R plus what we required? We required one H to this NaOH. You should take here NaOH. Then what happens means you should take out this is RCOONA. RCOONA. What is remaining? CI3H. CI3H is called as CHI3. This is a yellow color iodoform plus RCOONA. This will be the answer, RCOONA. This is a stepwise process to find white, what about the yellow iodoform compound finalities. So this is about a iodoform reaction. So to avoid confusions in examination point of view, they should give like this: CH3CO CH3 plus NaOH plus I2. What is the answer? NaOH plus I2, where you observe NaOH plus I2. This reagent we can observe in 2 times. In organic chemistry, this is a very, very important. Instead of NaOH, they should take KOH also. KOH and I2. And NaOH and I2. 2 times we found this reaction. This reagent, one is a Hoffman bromamide reaction. That is to preparation of the amine. Second one is iodoform reaction. If it is alpha methyl ketones or if it is secondary alcohols, then what to do means here just you should break here, my dear students. Break this bond. After breaking this CH3COONA, you should take CH3COONA, and you should add this hydrogen, this iodine to this. Then means what we will get means you should break this one. Break, after breaking you will get CH3COONA plus that answer is CHI3. Again we will get NaIH2 also we will get, that is a secondary, that is for our convenient we should get what will be the answer means CH3COONA plus this methyl group is converted into iodoform, it is CHI3. So this will be the importance of this iodoform reaction. Iodoform reaction can observed when only alpha methyl ketones and secondary alcohols, and distinguish between acetaldehyde and propionaldehyde, that is iodoform reaction, and ethyl alcohol, propyl alcohol, iodoform reaction. Because of alpha methyl ketones we required. Alpha methyl ketones we required. So these 3 are the additional informations regarding the alcohols and phenols. And next is ethers. Next is last one is ethers. This is end of the session. Ethers, simple ethers, functional group is ROR. ROR, it is alkoxyalkane. Alkoxyalkane is IUPAC. So we know that ROH minus H plus R will get ROR. Removal of one hydrogen from alcohols gives rise to ethers. HOH is water. Removal of 2 hydrogens and substitute 2 alkyl groups will get what it is? Ether. Ethers are the derivatives of alcohols or water. Ethers are derivatives of alcohols and water. And so what will be the nomenclature of ethers, and what about the preparations of ethers, properties of ethers? That will be the remaining points regarding this. So nomenclature, simple, common name and IUPAC name. And common name, we should go with common name, suppose CH3 single bond O CH3. This is said to be simple ether. CH3 single bond O C2H5. This is said to be mixed ether. Simple ether, there is no disturbance regarding simple ether, no bothering about that, because of simple ether can be named as common. Dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether or methoxymethane. Alkoxyalkane. Methoxymethane. Methoxymethane or dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether or methoxymethane. These are the naming of these compounds. Suppose if you should go with mixed ether. Mixed ether, this is mixed. One is the methyl group, second one is ethyl group. Methyl, ethyl, according to alphabetical, ethyl, methyl ether. Alphabetical, ethyl, methyl ether. Or according to IUPAC name, lower alkyl group is oxy. Higher alkyl groups are said to be alkane. That is important point, you make a note, it is, my dear students. According to IUPAC name, lower alkyl groups are said to be oxy. Higher alkyl groups said to be alkanes. So here one carbon is there. This is oxy. Here 2 carbons are there. Alkane. Alkane means 2 carbons. Ethane. 1 carbon with oxy. So here this is a compound of methoxyethane, not ethoxymethane. Don't get confused. Methoxy, ethane. Suppose the compound is like this: CH2 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH3 single bond, C2H5, like this was there, suppose. CH3 is there, suppose. Then one, two, three. 1, 2, 3 was there. So how we should write? Suppose like this. Here, don't make it because it is not stable. Suppose like this 1, 2, 3. So what is the answer? It is 1 ethoxy propane. 1 ethoxy because of C2H5O. C2H5O is called as ethoxy. Ethoxy position is one first carbon, so it is called as 1 ethoxy. Total number of carbons are 3. That is said to be propane. So simple it is alkoxy alkanes or alkyl ethers, dialkyl ethers, alkoxy alkanes. Because of here in this ether oxygen is sp3 sp3 oxygen. It is sp3. Actually, we said we should go with what about that tetrahedral. But due to the presence of two lone pairs on the oxygen atom, generally the structure of the compound is the bent shape or V shape, angular shape. You should go with that. So here, my dear students, just a minute. So generally, we should go with common naming. Already, once you have to revise because due to the time factor, you should go with just a little bit hurry to completion of the important reactions according to the entrance point. So here, preparations, very important preparations of ethers, and generally ethers are exhibit chain isomerisms, and ethers are undergoes position isomers, positions with alcohols. Alcohols and ethers both are positional isomers, and aromatic ethers, phenols, aromatic ethers, phenols. Once you go through that isomerism concept, then you will get the position isomers, alcohols and ethers, and aromatic alcohols and aromatic ethers are also position isomers. Benzyl alcohol, anisole, and cresol all are functional group isomers. So here, according to the entrance point of view, what are the importance of this ethers preparations? So preparations are very important. You should go with preparations. Number one is very important. It is Williamson's synthesis. Very important Williamson synthesis, because of students will get confused regarding this Williamson synthesis, where how to find the answer. That is that we have to apply some techniques. So what is Williamson synthesis? Williamson synthesis is a suitable method to the preparation of ethers. This process can be used to the preparation of simple ethers as well as mixed ethers. Any what the ether you want go through this reaction. And reaction mechanism, very important first point for this mechanism followed SN2. This is very important point. Williamson synthesis mechanism is followed SN2 reaction. SN2 reactivity, primary alkyl halide greater than secondary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide. So alkyl halide SN2, what is SN2? CH3 primary, next primary carbocation, secondary carbocation, and next is what is tertiary carbocation. This is the order of reactivity of SN12, stability of carbocations, primary, secondary, tertiary. So according to that pattern only, we should go with Williamson synthesis. So what is Williamson synthesis? RX, alkyl halide. Remember, this is condition number one. Alkyl halide must and should simple alkyl halide, simple methyl chloride, ethyl chloride, like that. Simple alkyl halide we should go with. Alkyl halide is very simple. Plus sodium alkoxide. What is sodium alkoxide? RONA or R dash ONA. If R dash ONA, we will get mixed ether. If RONA, we will get simple ether. Gives rise to minus NaX. Then what is answer is RO R dash. So it is nothing but mixed ether. Clear, my dear students? Make a note regarding this. Is very, very, very important reaction. Alkyl halides are treated with sodium alkoxides. Alkyl halides are treated with sodium alkoxide. Simple reaction. Alkyl halide will be simple alkyl halide we required. Simple alkyl halide. And sodium alkoxide, you should take any bulky it is. Bulky sodium alkoxide you should take. Then elimination of NaX mechanism followed by SN2 mechanism, reaction mechanism, SN2 reaction mechanism it is. So gives rise to ether. Suppose we should go with one simple example. It is CH3Cl or CH3Br plus this is C2H5ONA. Gives rise to NaBr will be eliminated. Then what is answer is CH3 single bond O single bond C2H5. So it is ethyl, methyl, ether, or which is also called as methoxyethane. So it is also called as methoxyethane, ethyl, methyl ether, or methoxyethane. Simple this is. Alkyl halide is simple CH3Br because of mechanism followed in SN2 reaction mechanism. SN2 reaction, unimolecular, bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Order of the reaction 2, molecular order of the reaction is 2 also, bimolecular it is. Because of methyl free radical, methyl carbocation is more stable than primary, more stable secondary, more stable tertiary it is. So this will be the process. Condition number 1, alkyl halide must and should simple. Simple alkyl halide we required. Sodium alkoxide, whatever it may be, sodium alkoxide, bulky alkoxide is there, any one of the alkoxide is there, that is doesn't matter because of reaction mechanism is followed in what about that SN2 reaction mechanism. SN2 reaction mechanism. So that is a condition for Williamson synthesis. And here, if you would like to prepare ethyl tertiary butoxide, suppose ethyl tertiary butoxide. What is ethyl tertiary butoxide? Suppose it is a reaction going with I will go with another example regarding this. Ethyl tertiary butyl ether. This is very, very important expected question for exam. It is ethyl tertiary butyl ether. How to prepare ethyl tertiary butyl ether. This type of questions we expect for entrance. How to prepare ethyl tertiary butyl ether? So what is the condition? Rx plus RONA. That point you should keep in your mind. One is Rx, second one is RONA. We should require these two compounds. So what about the structure of ethyl tertiary butyl ether? Tertiary butyl is CH3, CH3, CH3. This is the product. We need this product, my dear students. Ethyl tertiary butyl ether. Ethyl tertiary butyl ether. How to prepare ethyl tertiary butyl ether? What is Rx? What is RONA? That we have to decide. We have to decide. That is very, very important. While deciding, so how to decide regarding this means go through with a simple alkyl halide. Alkyl halide is simple. Break this side. Ethyl. Ethyl is simple. It is simple. Break this side. Tertiary butyl. Tertiary butyl is bulky. Remember this is tertiary butyl is a bulky group. Ethyl group is a simple. So simple alkyl halides. According to Williamson, what he said? Williamson he said, students, go through with simple alkyl halide. Alkyl halide is simple. Remaining part is whatever it may be. Alkyl halide is simple means here ethyl is simple. So ethyl is simple means C2H5I. Ethyl iodide. Remaining part is what it is? CH3 single bond C, CH3 single bond CH3 single bond ONA. Sodium tertiary butoxide. Ethyl iodide is treated with sodium tertiary beta oxide. Ethyl iodide is treated with the sodium tertiary beta oxide. What will be elimination here? NaI eliminated. Then what is answer? Answer is this will be the answer. Clear? Alkyl halide must and should simple alkyl halide be required. Alkyl halide, simple alkyl halide, very simple alkyl halide is. That is a condition because of reaction mechanism followed in SN2 reaction. Formation of ethers according to Williamson synthesis, that is SN2 reaction mechanism. SN2 reaction mechanism, alkyl halide will be simple. If the alkyl halide is bulky, steric index takes place. Steric index takes place. How I minus attacks? How I minus eliminate from that? That is different. It is due to the steric intensities. So alkyl halide is simple, and sodium alkoxide is bulky. Suppose we should make it is reverse. Suppose we should make it is reverse. What is reverse? CH3 single bond CH3 single bond CH3I plus C2H5ONA. So here alkyl halide is bulky group. Alkyl halide is bulky group means this undergoes SN1 mechanism. This undergoes what it is? SN1 mechanism. Formation of ether according to Williamson synthesis, SN2 mechanism. Formation of ether according to Williamson synthesis, SN2 mechanism. If the alkyl halide is bulky, this is SN1 mechanism. This mechanism is followed as elimination. This mechanism is followed as what it is? Elimination. What elimination takes place? NaI eliminate, C2H5OH will be eliminated. From this, C2H5OH eliminate, sodium iodide eliminate, C2H5O, either this H, any one of the H will be eliminated, and what will be the answer is CH3 single bond, CH2 double bond, CH3. This is called as isobutylene. Isobutylene is nothing but what it is? Alkane. So my dear students, make a note, this is very, very important. If alkyl halide is bulky alkyl halide is that is not useful to the preparation of ether, that is an elimination reaction. This point keep in your mind, then definitely you will get 4 marks compulsory, because of this is the importance of the Williamson synthesis. For Williamson synthesis, alkyl halide simple, sodium alkoxide is bulky. If alkyl halide is bulky, mechanism followed in SN1 elimination. If alkyl halide is simple, mechanism is followed as substitution, nucleophilic substitution. Clear? Nucleophilic substitution, or it is elimination, one it is. So that point keep in your mind. And suppose same in this Williamson synthesis only. Suppose you would like to prepare aromatic ethers. Aromatic ethers, how to prepare aromatic ethers? In case of aromatic ethers, phenolic ethers. In case of phenolic ethers, you should go with ONA plus CH3Br. Gives rise to what? NaBr. What will be the answer is? OCH3. This is called as anisole. Clear? OCH3 is called as anisole here. So this is a common. For phenolic ethers it is. Suppose it is Br. This is what? See this. Aryl halide, bromobenzene. Bromobenzene is treated with sodium methoxide. Bromobenzene is treated with sodium methoxide. Here no reaction. Very, very important. This is my dear students. Very, very important because there is no cleavage of this. Because CBr bond is partially double bond. How to break the double bond? Is it possible? Less reactive. Bromobenzene is less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution reactions. So for this aspect, for this conversion, there is no expectation of aromatic ethers, phenolic ethers. Phenolic ethers can be prepared by using phenoxide, sodium phenoxide. Alkoxide group is in benzene ring only, and alkyl halide is simple alkyl halide, CH3Br. So from this one NaBr will be eliminated. Then the answer is anisole. We will get it is anisole. Clear it is. So second reaction is not takes place. First reaction is takes place. So this is about for phenolic ethers. Normal alcoholic, normal alcohol general alkylic ethers. We should go with what about that? Simple alkyl halide and sodium alkoxide is a bulky. If so alkyl halide is bulky, that is elimination, followed SN2. This is about Williamson's synthesis. And second one is one more preparation was there regarding this dehydration of alcohols. Dehydration of alcohols takes place in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. Temperature is 140 degrees centigrade. Is nothing but 383 kelvins. So here see this one. Second preparation is dehydration of alcohols. They should take a concentrated H3SO4. Temperature is 340 degrees centigrade. Sorry, 140 degrees centigrade, or it is 383 kelvins. C2H5O, C2H5, sorry, C2H5OH plus C2H5OH. Then what is answer? C2H5O, C2H5. Diethyl. Dehydration of alcohols. So here we should require 2 molecules of alcohols. 2 molecules of alcohols undergoes dehydration in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, gives rise to diethyl ether. Reaction takes place in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid at temperature 140 degrees centigrade. Same dehydration takes place with respect to Al2O3. Al2O3 is called as alumina and temperature is 350 degrees centigrade. Same dehydration. Instead of concentrated H2SO4, we should go with alumina, that is 350 is nothing but 350 means 450, 550, 70, 620. Yes, same reaction takes place C2H5OH. If the reagent is Al2O3 and the temperature is 350 degrees centigrade is converted into Kelvin, it is 623 Kelvin. Same answer we will get. So dehydration of alcohols takes place in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 or alumina. Concentrated H2SO4 or alumina leads to the formation of ethers. And one more is there regarding this third one from RX. What is RX means? RX is called as alkyl halides. RX is called as alkyl halide. Alkyl halides we should go with the C2H5Br. Is treated with Ag2O, dry, not moist Ag2O. Moist Ag2O gives rise to alcohols. Dry we should go with dry Ag2O. What is Ag2O? Ag2O we should write Ag2O. Ag2O. So here again C2H5. So here AgBr, here AgBr will going out, then what is remaining is C2H5O, C2H5 plus 2AgBr. This is also one of the preparation, my dear students. So from alkyl halides are treated with dry silver oxide. If it is a moist silver oxide, the answer is what about that? The answer is alcohols. So if it is dry silver oxide, the answer is ether. So dehydration of alcohols takes place in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 140 degrees centigrade, alumina 350 degrees centigrade. And reaction between dry silver oxide versus alkyl halides gives rise to ethers, C2H5O, C2H5, that is diethyl ether. And some more reactions also regarding this ethers. So according to our NCERT, this much only, I think. From alcohols they was given, and from what about that Williamson synthesis given, and silver oxide also I think it was. So here, suppose we should go with from alkene. We should take one alkene. What is that alkene? CH3 single bond, CH double bond, CH2 plus C2H5OH. Alkene plus alcohol. So here we know that C minus H plus. One is a minus, second one is H plus. So what we will get according to Markovnikov rule, H plus goes to this side and C2H5 goes to this side. Then what will be the answer is CH3 single bond CHO, C2H5 single bond CH3. So this is also one of the what about that preparation of ether. Alkene plus alcohol. Alkene plus alcohol gives rise to from alkene plus alcohol. Alkene plus alcohol. Alkene plus alcohol gives rise to what about that reaction is ethyl. What is the answer is ethyl. What about that? If you take here HCH3. So here this is ethyl tertiary butyl ether. This is called as ethyl tertiary butyl ether. So these are the preparations regarding ethers. So generally we should go with Williamson synthesis was very important, and the dehydration of alcohols in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid or alumina. Over alumina it is 350 degrees centigrade, and we should go with Ag2O. Dry silver oxide gives rise to ether. So here this ether is generally used as a solvent in laboratory. It is very important to what about that? Sorry, just a minute. So generally it is a solvent, and beyond NCERT is two more reactions also. The alcohols are treated with diazomethane. Alcohols are treated with diazomethane. Suppose I will give that equation also. Alcohol plus after that we should go diazomethane. So alcohol is C2H5OH, diazomethane CH2N2. So from this N2 will be eliminated, then CH2 attached to this side. Then what is the answer is C2H5OCH3. So this is the reaction. C2H5OCH3, that is the reaction which is beyond NCERT. It is alcohol plus diazomethane, alcohol plus alkene. These are not NCERT. It is. So here, so these ethers generally oxygen atom is sp3 carbon,